All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down the huge launch of Poppy Playtime's newest chapter, Broken Things. After years of waiting, Mob Entertainment has finally swung those factory doors wide open. And believe me, what's inside is so much darker than anything we've seen before.
And that really sets the tone, doesn't it? This isn't just one more chapter. The message is loud and clear. The stakes are higher than ever. It's basically a one-way ticket deep into the guts of Playtime Co.
So, Section 1, Descent into Shadows. Let's talk about what's actually waiting for us down there. All the new horrors and twisted challenges players are going to have to deal with.
Right away, we're back at the heart of the whole mystery. Remember those creepy secret experiments? The Bigger Bodies Initiative? Well, it seems like we're finally getting to the bottom of it. We're not just running from scary toys anymore. We're going to the place where they were made, trying to figure out what really happened to all those missing people.
And this is where things get really intense. In the other chapters, you were mostly running from one big bad, right? A single monster. While in Broken Things, the whole factory has been turned against you.
Yeah, that's the new threat. It's not just another toy with a scary face. Now you're being stalked by the building itself. The entire factory, its security, its infrastructure, it's all intelligently hunting you down. The real big bad has finally stepped out of the shadows and taken charge.
And then you hear this. Chilling, right? That's the prototype itself talking. It's not just watching anymore. No, it sees you. It knows you've seen too much, and its goal is pretty simple. Make sure you never leave. You're going to be the next piece in its horrible collection. So how do you even survive that? Well, it's not just about running and hiding anymore. You've got a whole new set of challenges. We're talking about some seriously devious new puzzles to crack and new tools for your GrabPack that you'll need to master. But honestly, the thing that gets me is this realm of shadows. That sounds less like a place and more like some kind of psychological nightmare designed to completely break you.
Okay, moving on. Beyond the game itself, this chapter is also introducing some really interesting new people, both in the story and, the folks who made it. So let's talk about these voices in the dark.
And this might be the biggest surprise of the whole chapter. There's a brand new character, Lily Lovebraids. The creators are calling her dangerously unstable, which is concerning. And get this, to bring her to life, they got actual horror royalty, Nicole Tompkins, who you probably know as Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil remakes. What a get! And you just gotta love this quote from Nicole Tompkins about the character. She calls playing Lily a descent into optimistic delusion. It paints this picture of a character who sounds super sweet and inviting on the surface, but is just completely unhinged underneath. Yeah, I'm thinking that invitation for tea is one you should probably turn down. And that brings us to the vision of the creators, Mob Entertainment. It's kind of like they have two big goals here. You've got the CEO, Zach Belanger, who's all about pushing the series forward, making it more atmospheric, more about that emotional tension. But then you have the CCO, Seth Belanger, who makes it super clear that none of this, absolutely none of it, would even exist without the fans. It's this awesome mix of wanting to innovate and also really appreciating the community. So now let's loom out a bit. Let's pull away from the game's story for a second and look at its real-world impact. Because the launch of Chapter 5, it's not just a big deal for gamers. It's a full-on global phenomenon.
And the success was immediate. In the US, the game just rocketed to the top of the Steam charts the moment it dropped. And the reviews? Very positive, right out of the gate. For a launch like this, that's just incredible.
But this whole thing goes way beyond just the game. Check out the merch demand coming out of Europe and the UK. The numbers are just staggering. Look at the demand for the new Broken Things merchandise. It totally dwarfs everything that's come before it. People cannot get enough of this world.
And that global reach just keeps on growing. We're seeing new licensing deals getting locked down in South Korea and Latin America. At this point, characters like Huggy Wuggy aren't just video game monsters anymore. They're basically dominant cultural figures in the horror world, period.
And that brings us to our final section, your final collection. After all this, the in-game horror, the real-world success, it all comes back down to one person, you, the player. And that's really the thing to remember here. This chapter is not the end, not even close. It's an escalation. All the lore we're uncovering, all the new dangers, it's all building towards some huge confrontation that's still just over the horizon. And so, we're left with this one final question. It's the whole point of the chapter, really. What's going to happen to you inside that factory?
Are you going to be the one to finally figure it all out and get away? Or will you just end up as another broken toy in the prototype's collection? I guess the only way to find out is in the shadows.